Let's talk a little bit about the frame core driver. So let's go to Vitus and take a look at the implementation in here. Again, the frame buffer class is actually included in the VGA core with the rest of the VGA drivers. So let's take a look. So we have a bypass register, the address in here, which is a bunch of F's in here, which is just ones. And then we have incorporated these as an H max and a V max. This is basically the largest resolution, the largest value for the horizontal max and the vertical max sizes. This actually just makes it more flexible if you use some other resolution other than the VGA. Then we have a constructor. If we take a look at how the constructor is actually implemented, just towards the base address, the destructor is not used as usual. Then we have a function or a method called write pixel. It takes an X and a Y. It calculates the address for that particular pixel value and tells me where it should be, basically what color it should be. So this is how the processor interacts with that frame buffer and figure out if you want a specific pixel and an X and a Y to be red, that's what you do. The color is usually a 9-bit color, so remember that. So take a look at the implementation here. What's it doing? It's doing the following. It takes the X and a Y and it's using that particular row measure equation to figure out the address or the offset within that particular memory or buffer. And then it's taking that and writing into it the value that we passed, which is color. So if you need pixel location that is located in 50/50 or 50/20, you just basically compute the pixel offset and then you say what do you want, what color you want. For example, the red, you just pass that red. And then you have a method that actually clears the screen. And if you take a look at the implementation, it also takes, or actually the header, you're going to see that it actually takes a color as an input. And really what it does is just basically passes through all of the pixels, all of them from 0 to H max and then from 0 to H max. And it just basically writes that particular color into it. So basically whatever you have on the frame buffer, you're just making it blue or red or green or whatever color you want. And then next we have a plot line in here. We're going to be talking about it a little bit differently, but as the name implies, it just plots a line. And of course we have a bypass, and the bypass basically just says, okay, whether you want it 1 or 0, you just basically write at the bypass register location, you just basically write the bypass value, whether it's 0 or 1. And then we have here in the private methods, because we're going to be using in the plot line in here, we're going to be using a swap. And it just takes basically a couple of values and swap them. That's why. So it's just a support function that we don't need to be publicly available to the user.